गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट बेटा जी अज असीं करांगे शांति गैस पेपर दे विचों अपने इंग्लिश दे पेपर की तैयारी ते सैक्शन सी जिहड़ी है उहदे विच टोटल तुहानूं 24 मार्क्स का आना है पेपर। जिस तरह कि सानूं छोटे क्वेश्चन आंसर आउणगे 2 नंबरां दे 3 वो असीं 3 करने ने, ठीक है। तो ये मार्क्स होणगे 6। जिस तरह कि साडा पहला लैसन है उहदे विच पहला क्वेश्चन है वेयर डिड द स्टैचू ऑफ हैप्पी प्रिंस स्टैंड। साडा आंसर है द स्टैचू ऑफ द हैप्पी प्रिंस स्टूड हाई अबव द सिटी ऑन द टॉल पिलर। नेक्स्ट है हाउ वाज द स्टैचू डेकोरेटेड। साडा आंसर है द स्टैचू वाज कवर्ड विद गोल्ड देयर वाज ए रूबी ऑन इट इज स्वॉर्ड इट इज आइज वर मेड ऑफ सफायर, ठीक है। अगे गा वाई डिड he put up between the feet of the happy prince। साडा आंसर है the swallow wanted to rest he put up between the feet of the happy prince because he thought it safe and airy। नेक्स्ट है कहते कि वाई वाज द हैप्पी प्रिंस क्राइंग। कहते कि द हैप्पी प्रिंस वाज सैड टू सी द वाइडर स्प्रेड मिसरी इन द सिटी सो ही वाज क्राइंग। वाई वाज द लिटिल बॉय क्राइंग। The little boy was ill. He was asking his mother to give him orange, but his mother was poor. She could not give him। थोड़ा जिहा सेट कर लेंगे। हाँ जी, हाँ जी। कहते ही कुड गिव हिम ओनली रिवर वाटर सो द लिटिल बॉय वाज क्राइंग। नेक्स्ट है वाई वाज द मैच गर्ल क्राइंग। साडा आंसर है द मैच गर्ल वाज क्राइंग बिकॉज हर matches हैड फॉलन इनटू द गटर और शी वाज अफेयर्ड टू बीइंग बीटन बाय हर फादर। नेक्स्ट है वाई वाज द स्टैचू ऑफ हैप्पी प्रिंस पुल्ड डाउन। साडा आंसर है द स्टैचू ऑफ द हैप्पी प्रिंस लुक्ड वेरी सैबी और it is gold cover was gone all the rubies had made the statue look beautiful were not longer there so it was pulled down। नेक्स्ट है कहते कि what were the two most precious thing in the city। तो साडा आंसर है the lead heart of the happy prince and the dead swallow were two most precious thing in the city। नेक्स्ट है साडा सेकंड चैप्टर कहते कि वट आर मशीन डूइंग फॉर द ह्यूमन्स। मशीन आर डूइंग ऑल द वर्क ऑफ फॉर मैन दे हेल्प हिम एट होम इन कुकिंग वॉशिंग एंड क्लीनिंग दे आर हेल्पिंग हिम इन एवरी फील्ड दे वर वर्क एज ए स्लेव। नेक्स्ट है कहते वट विच इज़ ग्रेट ट्रिम्फ ऑफ साइंस, ठीक है। ये हैगा साडा ट्राइम्फ ऑफ साइंस। तो ये इन्वेंशन ऑफ मशीन इज़ ए ग्रेट ट्राइम्फ ऑफ साइंस वी फाइंड मशीन इन ऑल फील्ड इन द फैक्ट्री इन द होम इन द स्ट्रीट इन द सिटी इन विलेज एवरीवेयर विद द हेल्प ऑफ मशीन मैन कैन फ्लाई लाइक ए बर्ड और he can swim like a fisher with the help of a machine। अगर what are the sequence of war। Poverty and hunger are the sequence of war। The sequence of war are very destructive। As a result of war leaders become empty and million of people have to starve। नेक्स्ट है what has happened to the ethic द मोरल इन द मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड। बेटा ये थोड़ा जिहा लाइट है इस करके पढ़न च थोड़ी मुश्किल हो रही है, मैनेज कर लेना। इन द मॉडर्न वर्ल्ड देयर इज़ लॉस ऑफ एथिक एंड मॉरल साइंस हैज़ नेगलेक्टेड दीज वैल्यूज़ वी हैव बिकम मटीरियलिस्टिक साइंस हैज़ मेड ए लॉट ऑफ प्रोग्रेस विद रिगार्ड ऑफ द मटीरियल थिंग्स बट इट हैज़ डन नथिंग विद रिगार्ड टू मॉरल एंड एथिक्स। नेक्स्ट है what is really needed in the world today. साढ़ा आंसर है moral and spiritual value are needed in the world today. A small advance in charity, understanding, tolerance, justice and mercy is needed in the world today. Next है chapter number 3 कहते which is the greatest day in the any individual life. तो साडा की आएगा the greatest day in any individual life is when he realize himself and when he use his inner power. अगे गया कहते ने what in third the student in the psychology class had answered. The professor in the psychology class said that an average man fail because he does not learn to control and consolidate his power. The third the student as he realized the causes of his own failure. Now said did the boy change as a result of realization. Had answer as a result of realization the boy changed a lot. The revelation being a complete change in him, or how now he become a highly successful person. Next है what is there in the personality of every man. Had answer है the great source of inner energy is there in the personality of every man, but in the average man this power remain unused. He use only a small part of his power. How can weak personality become strong. had answer की है the great source of inner energy is there in the personality of every man, but in an average man this power remain unused. He used only a small part of his power. By using this source weak personality can become strong. Next है what are the different type of fear experienced by people. The hard answer है people experience many type of fear. They have financial fear, fear of ill health, fear about the future and fear of the consequence of past act of decision. Again, how can one have a real escape from. Again, hard answer है we must realize that we are not alone. God is always with us and are for us. ठीक है. This realization will give us a peace of mind and we can have a real escape from fear. Next had a question है कहते कि what was the priceless secret discovered by Mr. Kavanga. ठीक है. Mr. Kavanga discovered a priceless secret. It was if a person immerse himself over a long period in the grave of God, he will enter into the profound calm that nothing can destroy. Next है कहते ने कि why was Della crying. had answer की है Della was crying because he did not have money to buy a present of gift. ठीक है. for Jim gift भी लिख सकते हो. gift for Jim. she had only $1.87 or it was a small money for it, so he was crying. Next, describe the poverty of her house. There were signs of poverty everywhere in the house. Her couch was very little and dirty. It was a little flat at night $90 a week. Jim's income was only $20 per week. What type of present had Della planned for Jim? Della wanted to buy a present for Jim She had planned something nice gift for Jim. She visited a number of shops. In the end, she found a beautiful platinum chain for Jim golden watch. It was simple but well made. She thought it was made for Jim and no one else. ठीक है आगे का what were two prize possessions of Jim and Della. हर आंसर की है there was two possessions of Jim and Della. One was Jim gold watch. This watch had come to him from his grandfather and father. ठीक है the second thing was Della hairs. Her hair was long and beautiful. Describe the present Della bought for Jim. Haga Della bought a beautiful platinum chain for Jim's watch. It was simple but well made. It was worth of a watch. Next, what explanation did Della give to Jim? Della told Jim that she had sold her hair because she had to buy a Christmas present for him. She further said that her had hair grow very fast. Again, how did Jim manage to buy the present for her? तो हर आंसर की आएगा Jim was a poor man. He had no money to buy a present for his wife, but he said his golden watch for Della's sake. Thus he managed to bring a present for her by selling his golden watch. Next हट आ गया कहते ने कि what causes desperation to the god? Once there was a war between the gods and demons. The demons were having the upper hand. It causes desperation to the god. Who did the gods go to in desperation? The answer है the god wanted to Lord Vishnu in description. They wanted to know the way to defeat the demons. What did Lord advise them? The Lord Vishnu said that they could win the war if they made a weapon from the bones of some great sant. So they went to Sant Dadichi and requested for his bones. Sant Dadichi at once agreed. कहते कि what was the sacrifice of Sant Dadichi? The hard answer is Lord Vishnu said that they could win the war if they made a weapon for the bone of some great sant. So they went to Sant Dadichi and request. मतलब ऊपर वाला ही सारा आंसर आ जाना ठीक है आगे गया Sant Dadichi at once agreed. He laid down his life so that his bone could be made into invincible ठीक है invincible weapon. कहते कि why did some scholar laughed at Astavak had a deformed body. मतलब बड़ी 8 जगह तो दी बॉडी जड़ी वेंगी टेढ़ी है. When he entered the hall, some scholar laughed to see his body. How did Astavak had a deformed body? When he entered the hall, some scholar laughed to see his body. Astavak became very angry. He called the people present in the assembly skinners. ठीक है नेक्स्ट है why did Shivaji how his head before the woman who was brought to him as a gift. Once some soldiers of the army of Shivaji brought a woman to him as a gift. He bowed his head to her and called her mother. Thus he acknowledged the honor of a woman. कहते कि वाई अकॉर्डिंगली to you were the wars found in the Mahabharata and Ramayana sacred. The war in the Mahabharata and Ramayana were found to defeat and uphold the honor of powerful motherhood. Therefore they are considered. Again, what does Lord Rama meeting with a beam woman and eating the tasty berry? So in the Ramayana, Lord Rama ate the tasty berry of a low caste woman. This showed that in ancient India there was never any discrimination on the basis of caste, creed or professional of a person in ancient India. ठीक है बेटा, इतों तक तुम कर लो क्योंकि क्वेश्चन आंसर ज़्यादा हो जाने ने। तो नैक्सट वीडियो अगला टॉपिक लैने। ठीक है बेटा, नैक्सट वीडियो मिलते हैं। टेक केयर।